Few figures in history rose faster or fell harder than Napoleon Bonaparte. Born on a small Mediterranean island, he would rise to dominate most of Europe, crown himself emperor, and reshape warfare forever. But his ambition would ultimately become his downfall. This is the story of the rise and fall of Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte was born in 1769 on the island of Corsica, shortly after it became part of France. His family was noble, but not wealthy, and Napoleon often felt like an outsider. Sent to military school in France, he struggled socially but excelled academically, especially in mathematics and artillery. When the French Revolution erupted in 1789, it completely changed Napoleon's fortunes. The old aristocracy collapsed, and suddenly talent mattered more than birth. For an ambitious young officer like Napoleon, this was the perfect moment. Napoleon first gained national attention in 1793 during the Siege of Toulon, where he helped defeat royalist and foreign forces. His success earned him rapid promotion. Just a few years later, he was commanding French armies in Italy. There, Napoleon shocked Europe. Outnumbered and undersupplied, his forces crushed Austrian armies through speed, bold tactics, and brilliant use of artillery. He became a national hero, adored by soldiers and civilians alike. In 1799, with France unstable and corrupt, Napoleon staged a coup d'état. He overthrew the government and declared himself first consul, effectively the ruler of France. 5 years later, he crowned himself Emperor Napoleon I, signaling that the revolution's chaos had ended and a new era had begun. As emperor, Napoleon reshaped France and Europe. He created the Napoleonic Code, a legal system that guaranteed equality before the law, religious freedom, and protection of property, ideas that still influence legal systems today. Militarily, Napoleon was nearly unstoppable. From Austerlitz to Jena, his armies defeated coalition after coalition of European powers. At his height, Napoleon controlled or influenced most of continental Europe. But while Napoleon dominated on land, he failed at sea. In 1805, the British Navy crushed his fleet at the Battle of Trafalgar, ending any chance of invading Britain. Napoleon's ambition pushed him into costly conflicts. In 1808, he invaded Spain, expecting a quick victory. Instead, Spanish guerrilla fighters bled his army dry in a brutal, drawn-out war. Then came his greatest mistake. In 1812, Napoleon invaded Russia with over 600,000 soldiers. The Russians retreated, burning their own land to deny supplies. Napoleon reached Moscow, only to find it abandoned and on fire. With winter approaching, he ordered a retreat. The cold, hunger, and constant attacks destroyed his army. Fewer than 100,000 men returned. Europe sensed weakness. In 1814, enemy forces marched into Paris. Napoleon was forced to abdicate and was exiled to the island of Elba. But Napoleon wasn't finished. In 1815, he escaped Elba and returned to France, reclaiming power in what became known as the 100 Days. His return shocked Europe, but it was short-lived. At the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon faced British and Prussian forces. Poor decisions, bad weather, and fierce resistance led to his final defeat. This time, there would be no return. Napoleon was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena, where he died in 1821. Though defeated, Napoleon's legacy endures. He revolutionized warfare, reshaped nations, and proved how far ambition and talent could take one man, and how dangerous unchecked ambition could be. The rise of Napoleon was extraordinary. The fall was inevitable.